Dante, fiction based on a true visit to Florence. The Pinocchio and Dante Museo in Florence. You text the girls on Slack that you would like to reschedule and came clean. I'm on 3% battery life and I am unprepared. Pinocchio sets off on his journey and befriends a blind cat and a lame fox. That evening after their merriments, Pinocchio walks through a dark forest where two bandits in masks come to steal his 5 coins. His father is trapped in the sea, looking for him. He dives into the sea to swim after his father, but too late. They're both swallowed inside the belly of the giant whale. They make amends and plan their escape. Luckily, the whale sleeps with his mouth open, so they swim out where they go back home. Geppetto is sick, but Pinocchio takes care of him while he is ill. He also studies and works hard and nurses his father until one day Geppetto is healthy again. The Blue Fairy is moved by Pinocchio's bravery and resilience and rewards him by turning him into a real boy. You then leave for Dante's Inferno. You find out that it was written in the 13th and 14th century. It starts off with a grave scene where Dante meets a friend or colleague he admires, but his colleague is stuck because of heresy. His pride keeps him fixated in the same place. You are alone with Roxy. The man narrating is an old man in a red robe, looking sallow and gray. He stares directly at you as if he was speaking directly to you, as if you were supposed to be here to listen to this message. This is the 6th circle. The man is Dante. He tells you to stay. He tells you that this is your home. The message is being stuck in the 6th circle because of heresy. Then the next room you go to is the 9th circle and depicts a scene where the father is walled inside a tower with his 3 sons condemned to starve to death. He ends up eating the flesh of his own children due to starving pains. This is the depiction of the 9th circle, that of betrayal. You are stricken with guilt. You remember the 2 abortions you had. You think that this is or was your fate had it not been for Jesus who you reached out to. Next, A Straight Path of the Red goes to Purgatorio, which is the book in Italian that you saw inside the bookshop. In this scene, the narrator is a young boy, someone who looks like Aaron, tall, dark, handsome, and Italian. He tells you that purgatory is a mirror. It is a place where you can see heaven, but it is a mountain with 9 levels. Each level is designed for the soul to master that level, transforming sin to virtue of something in that particular lifetime that the soul is designed to transform. Then you meet Beatrice. She is the hope and the new guide for both Dante and for you. She brings hope. She is the divine feminine who guides you through this journey from purgatory to heaven. You then turn left into the final destination, heaven. Inside, it is all mirrors, and you see yourself with Roxy there. Beatrice tells you that there are 10 realms in heaven, all blessed and gifted with such profound goodness and love that it is a loss for words and cannot be accurately conveyed in the world of Purgatorio. Dante gets a peek into heaven but does not stay. He is transported back to Purgatory because his work here is not finished. It is in this mirror you find your beauty, your warrior-like stance, your purpose as Jesus' Jesuit warrior princess standing with Roxy, the beast of the wild, the wonderful and the wise. You are a living miracle with Roxy by your side. Roxy is your redeemer, your witness, your angel. You smile. You turn towards Beatrice, but not before noticing on the right side of the mirror that your hair color is completely purple and pink. You feel energetically crowned. You see a beautiful warrior princess in this lifetime, wearing a black jumpsuit and a small traveling backpack, holding a leash next to your beautiful demon, Roxy. You are fully integrated, shadows and all. Now is the time to announce yourself. A voice asks you, will you stay in Florence? The Academy of Art can use your skills, and in return, we will provide massive connections beyond your wild imagination. Stay. We wait for your answer. Your heart jumps. You know that these 9 months of traveling, you've been looking for your next center of center, a place called home. You arrived in Florence. You feel love, music, poetry, art, history, spirituality, and depth. You want depth. If you want depth, this is the home for it. Find depth. The tour guide has fiery blue eyes. He tells you that each marble already has a design hidden within. It is up to the artist to discover what that shape God has pre-designed in that block of marble. A true artist is about getting rid of the excess and going straight to the answer. It's about chipping away to find the true nature of what is already inherently embedded inside. The moment he said this, you knew how to begin your next assignment. And you will fall in love here. Your Prince Philip will be here because you are Aurora, light, Ming, sun and moon. Philip is your sheath. You are the katana. I'm home, you whisper yes to Mother Mary. 3 pigeons fly above you in response. You take your phone out and begin recording. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door, the man sings behind you. It is sunset. The red dot is on your third eye. You smile. I'm at the gate, so close, yet seemingly so far. Your work here is not finished. God has great plans for you. Keep on the mark. Run the race set before you, like Michelangelo's way of design, like John Wick's commitment, like Da Vinci's vision. You must focus on the task at hand with precision, aim, and purpose. Everything else falls away like tunnel vision. You've arrived home in Florence. Chin Chin, fiction, based on a true night of drinking in Tuscany. He asks you what you are writing about, and you tell him it's about reversing curses so one can transform their personal life tragedies into a love story. It's a self-help book, you tell him, taking into account the nature of evil by observing the origins of Lucifer's fall, Eve's fall, and Adam's fall, and then reversing those curses. Dante is fascinated. He leaves and comes back with the receipt paper and pen. Write it down. And so you write the producer's playbook. He reads it out loud in broken English. I will buy a copy when it is out, he exclaims, excited. Thank you. You put your hand to your heart. Virginia Woolf. Earlier you talked to Virginia about writing in the second. She's your first mentee in the producer's internship program your team is piloting. She explains to you via video conference that she's having trouble writing in the second. You tell her that it's probably because her opinions are in the way of describing what is actually happening, what is actually being said. You tell her that you know this because you also have trouble writing in the second, at least initially. Don't read my examples, you tell her. I don't do a good job of it. You probably can't even look to other written words in the second because what we are asking for in this program is for you to write an instructional script like a screenwriter and a director would, as if an actor had to recreate your life lived in the last 24 to 48 hours. What would they say? Here, do. It's everything that actually happened in reality, in the outer world. You realize you have trouble doing this because you're naturally an introvert and you usually find yourself in your own head. The idea of observing what's actually happening in real time in real world is quite a new muscle for you to exercise. Virginia gives you a curious look, perhaps a mixture between a frown and a smirk. You have a feeling that she is both worried that she can't step up to the task and fascinated by the challenge. Put it to you this way, you say. If you were a sports radio broadcaster and there were still no television or internet available, and it's your job to give a play-by-play of the game, how would you describe it to your audience? She nods her head. You kept staring at her 2 lip rings and the thick bottom lips where it pierces through, and you find this charming and viscerally painful. I'll give my best shot. I'm on the 7th or 8th draft, but I don't want to publish anything that I don't feel is ready. She says, I like you to go over the drafts and highlight the parts that are not your opinion, the parts that actually happen, things that actually have been said and done. It's all action and dialogue. If you feel the need to insert your opinion, start a new page and copy and paste all your opinions into another sheet for something you can use later. With this, both you and Virginia are satisfied. Marco. You finally notice Marco. After 2 nights of just ordering sparkling water and typing away at your laptop, you finally see Marco. Marco has light brown eyes, and when he smiles, it is creamy, foxy, and smooth, with dimples on each side to remind you that you are the most special girl in his life. He tells you that he is learning Chinese. 你会讲中文吗? You ask him. Do you know how to speak Chinese? 我会讲一点, he replies. I know a little. You are impressed. The man with the light brown eyes, the sunken light brown eyes with the creamy smile and dimples know how to speak fluent Italian, English, and knows a little bit of Mandarin. I'm going to Xi'an for 5 months next summer, he tells you. I'm going to be there to teach Italian and to learn Mandarin. Where is that, you ask him. In the middle of China, by the Yellow River, he says. Huanghe, Golden River, you think. Interesting, you say. I was born in China, you tell him. Where? By the Yellow Sea. Where? Dalian. Oh, Dalian, I know where that is. You do? Yeah, they have a football team. Oh, of course, our football team, you say, sarcastic, half embarrassed, half joking. You had no idea your hometown, the place where you were born, had a football team. Apparently, Marco knows more about your home than you. You ask Marco how old he is. 24. You? He asks. I know it's rude to ask, but I am curious. Oh, I don't take offense. I'm 35. His eyes widen. 35? You look 27. You smile. I've been told that. Thank you. You ask Marco and Dante what it's like growing up in Tuscany, as they both grew up in a small town about 15 minutes drive from this resort. We eat a lot of food because we have grandmothers who tell us to always come over and eat and eat and eat. All we talk about is football. Our education is very good, but we are taught mainly to memorize and recall, and this trains our ability for rote memory. I learn best hands-on, he says. What is it like living in Los Angeles, he asks. Well, you say. You think of Charles Dickens's A Tale of Two Cities, but refrain from your criticism of Los Angeles and see if you could come up with an honest, holistic view of the city you had spent 30 years of your life in. Los Angeles is a city of dreamers, you tell him. If you want to be an actor, a filmmaker, a visionary entrepreneur, you can do it in Los Angeles. But the competition is fierce, so you must stay focused. There are many temptations. For one, the women are all good looking. The best looking girl in a village like this will be average in a city like Los Angeles, so it is quite an ego crush. There are many talented people, so talent alone will get you close, but not there. For success, you need focus and hustle, and that means you need connections. So you need to somehow learn how to get along with people and be authentic and consistent at the same time, and that is hard because the people there are functional. and time is still money, despite it not being New York. And people have ambitions. That is why most people in Los Angeles are reputed to be fake, because a yes may not be a yes. It may be later, or no, or it depends. There are no shortcuts in Los Angeles, and if you do take a shortcut, you may find yourself paying more than you have bargained for. Yes, you are surrounded with such richness, such talent and diversity, but it is also lonely because you know everyone, yet you know no one. There are many rich appearances, but depth is far and few in between. Still, it is a city of opportunity. People come and go, and the life is fleeting and fast. Still, I wouldn't want to call any other city my home but in Los Angeles.
Sundown and they all come out. Lamborghinis and they rented Hummers. The party's on, so they're heading downtown. Everybody's looking for a come up, and they wanna know what you're about. Me in the middle with the one I love it. We're just trying to figure everything out. We don't fit in well, cause we are just ourselves. I could use some help getting out of this conversation. Yeah, you look stunning, dear, so don't ask that question here. This is my only fear, that we become beautiful people. Drop top designer clothes, front row at fashion shows. What you do and who'd you know? Inside the world of beautiful people. Champagne and rolled up nose, prenups and broken homes. Surrounded but still alone. Let's leave the party. That's not who we are. We are not beautiful. Yeah, that's not who we are. We are not beautiful. Drove for hours last night and we made it nowhere. Now I see stars in your eyes when we're halfway there. I'm not fazed by all the lights and flashy cameras, cause with my arms around you, there's no need to care. We don't fit in well, we are just ourselves. I could use some help getting out of this conversation here. You look stunning, please, so don't ask that question.
question here. This is my only fear, that we become
beautiful people.
Drop top designer clothes, front row at fashion shows. What you do and who'd you know inside the world of
beautiful people.
Champagne and rolled up nose, prenups and broken homes. Surrounded but still alone. Let's leave the party.
That's not who we are.
We are, we are, we are.
We are not beautiful. Yeah, yeah, that's not who we are.
We are, we are, we are.
We are not beautiful.
We are, we are, we are.
We are not beautiful.
Beautiful people, top design.